What's going on, everybody? We are coming at you from the 19th, I think it's the 19th actual edition of Halloween Haunt at Canada's Wonderland. Got your headband on, so if you stay ready, you know, you got to get ready. And yeah, I'm excited. I wasn't actually going to make a video this year. I've made a video the last couple years here at Halloween Haunt, and I thought, you know, what could happen, you know, what could be different from last few years? But apparently there are some different things. So there's a couple different attractions. I know Cornstalkers has a different entrance. So Cody and I were here last week for Oktoberfest. I noticed that there was a different entrance for Cornstalkers. Apparently there's a couple different, you know, Halloween attractions and stuff. So you know what? We thought let's do another video for you guys. We got here early. It opens at 6. We got here around 6:30. Opening night. We are hauling ass to try and get to some of the things before it gets too busy. I think it closes around midnight. So we're gonna try our best to get to all the attractions before it closes, to let you know what's worth seeing, what's worth maybe avoiding. Got the sweatband on, got the 450s on, just in case we gotta run. Let's see at the first one. All right, so we are at Guardians. This is like the dark ride here in the mountain. We came here first because normally we get here, there's like a massive lineup. Got here right away, there was no line, but there is a bit of a line inside, but the outside you're good. So anyway, we are gonna check that out first.
A few moments later.
All right, so my gun definitely did not work. I didn't get a single point. So anyway, it was fun. Just look at a drop like halfway through, maybe towards the end. Spoiler alert. It's a lot of fun, but otherwise my gun did not work and I'm really mad about it. So now we got that out of the way. My first piece of advice would be try not to bring a bag. If you bring a bag, bring a very, very, very small bag. I'm pretty sure the measurements are something like 6x4, 5x4, like very, very small. If you can avoid bringing a bag, I would strongly suggest it. I brought a very, very small fanny pack with me that just to fit my phones in kind of thing. Try to do that. Also, come here early. We got here at a little after 6. Park opens at 6 for Halloween Haunt. And right now there's not really any rides. I also say, like, you know, I used to go on the things in order kind of thing as before you first walk in. Don't do that. Go to what you want to go on first because there's no lines. And then just deal with whatever lines you have to deal with after the fact. Like, for example, we just went on that dark ride with this really huge lineup. We got on pretty quick. We're going to head to Yukon Striker now, I think, against my better judgment. But that's also something I would strongly recommend to try and do. Okay, so might throw up, but honestly, we got on the ride. I'm just really dizzy. We got on the ride for like 10 minutes. I haven't been on that ride in like a couple of years now, so I will say to you youngsters watching this video, go on these rides while you can, because when you get older, it does not get much easier. I found myself being less scared of them as I got to like my 20s, but then now I'm in my 30s. Feel a little sick, so do it while you can. I will say that. Anyway, did Yukon Striker. Anyway, we're gonna start doing some of the Halloween-y things, but yeah, I will say, like, do some of like the busier rides and stuff first, because when you get here at the beginning, there's no lines. Like, we pretty much got right on the rides within a few minutes, so I will strongly recommend you guys do that. All right, so we are going to go into our first thing right now. This is Cornstalkers. It has moved. This is one of the first, like, sort of cues for me from when we were here last week that things were a little bit different. Cornstalkers, you now enter through right near Tundra Twister in, like, what's this area called? Tundra Twister. Right, anyway, and we're right near the trick-or-treat area, so we're going to go in there now. Okay, so, usual criticism. They did not space us out enough. So, you know, you saw everybody in front of you getting scared from the same thing. They were just constantly just letting people through. Big mistake in my opinion. Like, space it out a little bit. Get a couple people at a time. Stop them. Yeah, not scary. It's also a little bit bright out, as you can see. So when you are in Cornstalkers, it is nice to be in where it's dark. So, yeah, the usual criticism. Anyway, we're gonna keep going. Stay tuned. The Spirit Manor. I think there's another one here called Demon's Deep, which I'm pretty sure is a new one, which I'm understanding is like an underwater species type of exhibit where like monsters from underwater, basically. So, I don't know. let's see what it's all about. I remember there used to be some kind of like a dark ride in here where you go and sit in like the chairs. This one here, you guys know what I'm talking about, where you'd sit in these chairs, they'd move and stuff. Cody doesn't remember what I'm talking about. Was it Need for Speed? Was it, I don't know, comment below. Let me know what the ride was that used to be here. I know there was a SpongeBob one, but before that, there was something else. Top Gun, Need for Speed, I don't know, remind me. Right, so that like haunted house side of it was pretty cool. Like, if you've been in it before, I don't think much has changed from it. It was pretty good. The deep sea one was again kind of cool, a lot of sea monster type, environment and stuff. I will say, the broccoli kids, the teenagers, early 20s type broccoli kids that are here, do kind of ruin a little bit because they are too cool to be scared. So, they're all way too cool. Don't want to pretend that they're scared. Kind of ruin it for you. So I will be that person. I'm sure I'm going to get some heat for that. But yeah, I will say, like, try and, once again, they're not spacing the rides for the attractions out at all. And again, you have the broccoli kids who are too cool to be scared. So it is what it is. All right, so if you guys know me, you know how much I love a blooming onion. Cody got one here from Wonderland. I haven't had one this year, actually. I usually get them at like the CNE or like Rip Fest or whatever, but this year I skipped it. And I'm not gonna lie, this one actually looks like probably one of the best ones I've seen in a while. Like, they've actually taken the time to like fry it properly. They've made the onions small enough. Sometimes you get it's like so undercooked and it's gross. This one actually looks pretty good. You know what? It looks really hot. Yeah, it's very hot, but okay. I'm scared. Oh my god, yeah. Well, let's see if the sauce cools it down a bit. Oh my god, my fingers are on fire. Okay, well, there we go. You know what? I will say, one of the better blooming onions I've had in a very long time. We are right near Kidsville. So if you want a blooming onion, you're like me and you like them, come here. Also, a little side note, I mention this like every year I feel like, but do you guys remember when Halloween Hell was called Fear Fest? Night continues. So what kind of confuses things a little bit is that you also have, you got the mazes, which is like usually my priority. There's also the scare zones, and then you have like shows as well, right? So there's just so much to do when you're here that like you don't realize it, and you kind of like go everything, the shows and like not so much the shows, the mazes you go through pretty quickly, and then you think, oh, okay, I've done them all, now it's time to go. But there's actually a lot more to see and do. We're about to walk through like one of the scare zones, the trick-or-treat area. This is supposed to be like one of the better ones. Is there a name for it? Does it have a sign? What does it say? What does it say? It doesn't say anything. It just says haunt. We're gonna go with it. Alright, so this is Trick-or-Treat Street. There's like little houses here with doorbells. But they kind of built it up a little bit. I don't know why. Okay, we're ringing the doorbell now. No one's home. Oh, there we go. Another scare zone. Streets of the Undead. It's all like zombies and stuff. We're gonna go to that. They have had this for the last few years, so we're gonna go in anyway. Okay, so the only thing I can think of, I actually laughed. Do you guys remember the Scary Movie where they do that like parody of The Ring? And one of them watched the video. I think it's Carmen Electra. I want to say Pamela Anderson. One of them watches the video, and then her face gets all distorted, and I think Pamela Anderson goes to her and says, "Are you okay?" And like shakes her, and the head falls off, and she's like, "Are you okay?" Very that. Loved it though. I think we're about to go into Necropolis. Like two of the ghosts or zombies, whoever they were, like in a conversation with each other in their like scary voices, and it sent me. But anyway, it was like very Beetlejuice. The Grand World Eatery, so you can get yourself some Korean chicken corn dog, tandoori chicken, chicken tenders, vegetable rice, Jamaican bean stew, cupcakes, graveyard parfait. So there's some options there for you. So if you're hungry, that's one option. I have seen people walking around with this interactive lantern. It's $50, which is not cheap, but I don't really know what it does. It says that, I'm guessing it's supposed to like interact with different areas when you're in the park, but I don't know, for 50 bucks. The boutique, this is where you're gonna find all like the Halloween haunt merch. Alright, so heard it from somebody in the store who bought that sort of nightlight thing. Apparently, hers wasn't really doing much of anything besides just changing color as she walked around. You know, you would think that when you got closer to certain things, it would talk, it would light up, it would tell you this, that, and the other. Apparently was not doing much of anything except from changing from blue to purple to whatever. So, for $50, gonna have to say probably skip that one, save yourself a few bucks. She even said herself, she just bought herself a $50 nightlight, so take that what you will. We are going into Dark Ride, which is right near the front. This is usually one of the ones that we go on first, but because we were trying to get on the ride, just not the other, so you can see like where we are, there's all the rides there, yada yada yada. We're going into Dark Ride first, and there's no line, so that's good. There's a lot of kids here, which I find so weird. Like, this is supposed to be really scary. Why are there kids here?
A few minutes later.
Alright, so we decided to space ourselves out on that one because they weren't spacing us out again. I found it to be a little bit better when you did space yourself out to not have people like, you know, right in front behind you, right in front of you. Made it a little bit better. But actually I get like a little bit startled in a couple of spots there. It wasn't bad. It did feel a little bit bush league, I will say. It did feel a little bit like it was done in like, if you guys have been to Fear Farm, it's very homemade type stuff. Very that. Anyway, we're gonna continue on. I do find it a little bit funny that like you gotta spend, you know, all the money to come here to, you know, do all the attractions, do the rides, everything. You can purchase the Nobu necklace, which is, you know, a good idea if you don't want to get scared while you're here. But you're spending another like almost $20 just to do that after you've already spent, you know, God knows how much, you know, a family of 4 or whatever, how many people you're bringing to Halloween Haunt to not get scared. I also feel like if you don't want to get scared, don't come to Halloween Haunt. I mean, that sort of defeats the purpose, right? Like, just come here on a regular night and go on the rides and do your thing, and don't want Halloween. Anyway, so you really need to pick your battles because we went to the crypt, which is like sort of right by Leviathan, and it is now, it's 8:44, so we got here around 6, still up to 6. Now we're told we're going to be waiting 25 minutes in this lineup. So again, you got to pick your battles, what's important to you, getting on the rides, going through the attractions. For me, it's going through the attractions because that's what we're here for. We can go to the rides any time of the year, but for somebody else, it was the rides. So anyway, this is what I always recommend: getting here early, go to the first night of the year because it's usually the least amount of people. But you'll see, like, if you start going later on in the year, it's going to be a lot worse. But it's still pretty busy. So, somebody actually turned their flashlight on in there. I guess it was their first time at Halloween Haunts or in any haunted house, because really, who does that? Scariest part so far, besides the traffic to get down here from Etobicoke, was the smell of the BO in the crypt. It was really bad. So the lineup was actually not that bad. They said 25 minutes. I want to say it was maybe 10, max 15. But yeah, it really was not that bad. The smell, on the other hand, was terrible. According to Cody, terrible. And also, I'm not gonna lie, like, the kids, like, Halloween Haunt used to be, I'm pretty sure, like an 18 plus or 19 plus or 20, whatever it was, plus event. There are kids everywhere here. It's kind of like not as fun because like even in that last place, I had little kids kept bumping into me, like grabbing onto me and stuff. And you know, I'm trying to come here and have a good time and not be grabbed up on and whatnot. So I don't know. I think that like that's why they have the camp, you know, Snoopy thing or Spooky, whatever it's called. And you know, I'm glad they have that, but maybe we keep it that way. I don't know. I just wish that this was more of like a 19 up, 18 up, 21 up, whatever up event. That's just me. It's really weird. We are at the, what's this bear called? Hungry, lazy, some kind of bear. There's no vegetarian option. Last time we were here, which was literally last week, not even a week ago, they had cauliflower burnt ends. This time it was beef brisket, chicken tenders, chicken biscuit sandwich, beef chili, pulled pork chicken salad. So no vegetarian option, which I'm kind of surprised about. We checked with them. Excuse me. The only one they said that there was, the entree was a salad. So obviously that was a side that they probably just made a main just to keep people quiet. But yeah, no vegetarian entree. There's like 5 or 6 entrees and they're all chicken, beef, or pork, which I'm very surprised about because like I can't be the only person here who doesn't eat meat. I don't know. I'm very, very surprised. We were here literally last Sunday and they had like a cauliflower burnt end dish. All right. Anyway, we're going into the ruins now, which is underneath a mountain. We've been in this one before, but we're gonna check this one out. All right, just walked through the clown one. I forget what it's called. Anyway, we have left the park now. So again, I wasn't actually gonna do a review of this because I've done one the last couple of years. I thought, you know, nothing's really changed. Then I saw a couple things had changed because they are adding a new ride there, and you know, I thought. I did notice last week that the corn stalkers thing had moved. There was one new scary maze type thing which was part of Spirit Manor, which was sort of like a haunted fishy type stuff. Sorry, we almost got run over. That was probably the scariest part of tonight. I don't know. Is it my age? Is it the fact I've done this many, many times now? I can't say that I had the best time. Like, it was okay. It was fun. You know, we had an okay time, but it hasn't changed much since we had done it the last, I don't know how many years now. Like, it's sort of more or less been the same. Like I said, there was one new attraction which didn't really make or break. There's a couple things that we noticed were not there that had been there previously. I don't know. I'm starting to think that maybe I'm getting over it. Should I not bother going next year? That's kind of what I've got in mind now, that maybe I should sort of skip it for next year. I think is I do like the Christmas one. That is a fun thing to do. So when we buy the gold pass, you know, kind of makes it worth it a little bit. You're spending like about $100 and you can do, you know, Halloween Haunt 2 years in a row. You can do the Christmas thing 2 years in a row, which is just, you know, more or less pays for itself right then and there. But as I say, I don't know. I'm kind of think I might be over it. If you haven't done it before, it's a fun thing to check out. But if you've done it like me multiple times, I just feel like I need something different to bring me back, because this year wasn't it. This year was not the ticket. It's kind of the same as it normally is. I forgot to mention at the beginning, there are these lockers here at the front. So, you know, if your bag is too big or you have something on you that you can't bring into the park, you can always leave it here rather than, you know, risk leaving it in your car and having it broken into. There's not very many though, so you do need to get there quick. And I did see a lot of people just sort of throwing their stuff on top or around or in like trees and bushes and stuff. So probably not the safest. All that being said, is this spot right for you? If you are into the Halloween attractions like me, it's still a fun thing to do. If you go every single year, I think you might get to the point where you're getting a little bit bored of it, just because not a whole lot has changed. There's supposed to be a new ride coming soon, which I think might kind of spice things up a bit. Otherwise, I don't know, I think I need a bit of a break from it. So I don't know if I'll be going next year, unless there's anything new and exciting to check out. I probably will sit next year out. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, you know. Year, a lot can change. But anyway, if you guys have found this review at all helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them up below. Help with the other travelers who they probably same questions that you guys have. It also helps me because any interaction you guys have here, you know, obviously, if you're liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, all helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. And all that stuff. I've got plenty other Halloween reviews for different spooky season attractions for you guys to check out. Once again, I'm staying on the spot right. Viva Las Vegas, Viva Wonderland. See you in the next one. Bye.